The question is that this House has considered leasehold reform and new homes. Adam Holloway.
Thank you, Ms Harrison. It's a great pleasure very great pleasure to serve under your chairmanship. And I'd like to thank the Honourable Member for bringing this forward. He's doing a great service to leaseholders in every constituency in this House, and I can see that the Minister is determined to improve the situation for them, so I'm very grateful, because all members of this House have loads of emails about this question from constituents who are often in very stressful situations around their leaseholds. And I hope the wide-ranging reforms that the government is pushing through will change this. But for many, of course, these changes can't come quickly enough. I want to raise just one discrete issue that I would urge the Minister to consider. When constituents contact me about issues with leaseholds, be it a dispute over service charge problems or problems with lease extensions or parking, a theme that comes up far too frequently is that the leaseholder is required to receive advice on their purchase from a conveyancer recommended to them by the estate agent, who is, of course, the representative of the seller freeholder. Whilst I understand that there's nothing unlawful about this arrangement or improper, its practical effect, nonetheless, seems to be that the buyer doesn't get robust and impartial advice that they need. We've got a particularly upsetting case involving the purchase of a new build shared ownership flat using solicitors that the seller told the leaseholder to use. At no point was the purchaser told that if they wanted to extend the lease, they'd have to do it before it dropped below 80 years. The leaseholder marriage value threshold, obviously. They've missed that chance, and now they're facing a huge bill to extend. As members may know, actually I won't explain what leaseholder marriage value is. Of course, this case may yet be greatly assisted by the abolition of marriage value, although I think the Minister should look at some of the unintended consequences that may come off that, but that's a separate question. But the point remains that leaseholders, and particularly first-time homeowners, need clear and impartial advice about their rights and responsibilities and any pitfalls and possible expenditures during the course of their lease term. When I wrote to the Minister on this point, I was told that we can also say that we would expect conveyancers to deliver an effective service to their clients, including making them aware of any changes or conditions attached to the property before a purchase is finalised. It is essential that conveyancers deliver on effective services to their clients. Look, of course, but the problem here is that few people have the means to take action when they do not receive effective services. So the opportunity to hold conveyancers to account is limited for many people. So I think the government should act to ensure that leaseholders do actually have access to high-quality, unbiased legal advice. I mean, it must be relatively straightforward for the government to prevent sellers from recommending conveyancers, simply leaving buyers to choose their own conveyancer, and as most purchasers do already. Alongside looking again at the rules relating to referrals for conveyancers, where we actually need tougher rules, one possible route to achieving this is an enhanced role for the Leaseholder Advisory Service. So this organisation, as many will be familiar, provides brilliant advice to many leaseholders, but additional further resources could perhaps do more to provide bespoke support in cases where it appears that the legal advice has somehow been dud. And I don't think this necessarily needs to be a cost. It might actually operate as a deterrent and straighten people up a bit. Alongside new legislation, access to impartial advice and support where things have gone wrong would hugely empower leaseholders across my constituency in areas particularly like Denton and Springhead, and in all MPs' constituencies. And we'd spend less time late at night answering emails from people who find themselves in an unhappy and unstressful situation. Thank you.